Incorporated, Coach Cammy, DMW Law Group, Welch Family Medicine, and Tech Farms.
We're here to champion your success and connect you with this amazing community.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
And the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, reaching Bay County and beyond.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Many business owners, entrepreneurs, and independent contractors can't stop themselves from spending all the money as it comes in, then incurring debt to pay taxes and other obligations. Help is available now. Debtors Anonymous is a 12-step recovery program to help people and businesses stop incurring new unsecured debt. Request free program literature at helpfordebtors.org. That's helpfordebtors.org.
PLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lumen. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of Smart Radio. The business to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, we're taking the inside drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I love it.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And a good afternoon, Northwest Florida. This is the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Gulf Plus studios in beautiful Panama City Beach. This is James Fife here today, filling in for Ryan Mulvey. And joining me today, we have the great chef, Chef Ross. How are we doing this morning, Chef Ross?
I'm great. Woke up and it was dry outside.
That was rare from yesterday. Big old rainstorm came through here yesterday afternoon. It was that's pretty entertaining, man. Lots and lots of water falling from the sky. We got LSU Jeff with us. LSU Jeff, how is the morning for you?
Everything's going great. Didn't lose any power yesterday. Had a friend of mine a block away from the studio here, lost power. And then my brother lives on the west end, and lightning struck the clubhouse in their community. And they have some stuff that got messed up and everything. So that's how bad the weather was yesterday.
I lost power over at my house, but I live way out in the sticks, so that's just kind of what you expect when we get a nice heavy rainstorm like that.
One of the restaurants in town, well, on the beach side over there, had the lightning strike their POS, so they are closed today.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's a little bit hard to take in money when you got no point of sale to take money in on. Yeah. Well, this is coming live to you from the Golf Plus studios. You can call the show. You can text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. ESPN Northwest Florida is the name for all of those. We got our app out there. Be sure to download our app and take us with you everywhere you go. Beach flags today are yellow. Yellow beach flags. A little bit surprised by that one with the amount of weather we had the other day and that low pressure system still sitting out there spinning in the Gulf. And they still say that has a 40% chance of development out there. Looks like it's going to be past us before it would catch any development, but it is still hurricane season. Be prepared, everybody. Have your supplies ready. Have what you're going to do ready because, you know, Michael just came up on us. It was a 2, and then it was huge.
It was a 2,
always
and then it was
be
not.
ready.
So speaking of Golf Plus, did you get your driver putter yet?
I did not get my chipper putter yet. I
thought it was a driver putter.
Driver putter. I need a driver putter and a chipper putter, and just a putter. That way I have all of my bases covered. I can play any form of golf at any time because I'll have a chipper putter, a driver putter, and a putter. So what else do you really need?
Somebody's making a Happy Gilmore putter in honor of the movie coming out.
Oh my goodness!
Are they actually gonna sell it?
Yeah, I saw it on. Well, let me quote my source of Facebook that I saw it, but it looked like I want to say Callaway was making it.
All right, so a real actual people who know golf brand is going to be making it. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I do remember like the first Happy Gilmore. I do think somebody made a handful of those like hockey stick looking putter things.
Oh my goodness. That did look funny.
All right, let's go over some scores from last night. Well, basically what happened last night, the All-Star Game and the WNBA. We'll go over the WNBA real quick. The Fever taking on the Sun. The Fever get the victory over the Sun, 85-77. And the Mystics taking on the Sparks. This game from Los Angeles, California. The Sparks get the victory, 99-80. Big news out of the WNBA last night was Caitlin Clark had another groin injury last night, somewhere in the final minute of the game. So she did not finish the game, though by that point the game was basically over. Looks like she'll be out for a couple more games again.
I thought she was
great
out.
news for the WNBA.
I didn't know when she came back because I thought she came back for like a game or two, and then she got injured again. So I didn't know she came back again.
Yeah, it was another game or two again before going out from the same injury, apparently, not even another injury. So maybe this time give her a little bit more rest.
Yeah, shut her for a minute.
Get her some more rest. I get it. It's the driver right now. It's not even the driver for the Fever. It is the driver for the WNBA right now. So I get it. They really want her out there because that is eyeballs.
Did you see the poll from The Athletic on the blind poll from the WNBA?
What do they have on it?
Who the face of the WNBA is going to be in the next 5 years.
And what was the answer?
42% said Caitlin.
Okay.
Then Juju Watkins was second.
Okay.
And
Really?
Paige Buckets was third.
Okay. No Angel Reese? I figured she'd be up there at least in the top three.
Yeah.
She's pretty popular right now.
You got to make your free throws.
Well, I mean, Shaq never made a free throw, and he was like one of the greatest of all time.
And Shaq's got a multi-million-dollar yacht sitting in Miami called Miss Free Throws.
That's true. That's true. It's a beautiful. Oh, by the way, if you've not seen it, guys, go look it up. It is a beautiful boat. Beautiful boat. So, National League, American League, facing each other last night. The game, great game to watch, by the way, guys. Ended up a 6-6 on the final score with a swing off at the end. But let's just cover a little bit more of it. National League comes up with the victory because of the swing off. National League comes out to the early lead, gets a 2-run shot in the first inning.
That was a great hit.
Gets a 3-run shot in the 6th inning. Gets a 1-run shot in the 6th inning. Lots of home runs going on in this game. I love it.
2 in the first was not a home run. That was a double.
That was a double? Yeah, it was a double off of a stolen base, right?
No.
Crow Armstrong was next up and got the stolen base.
Ohtani hit a little Texas leaguer over the shortstop's head. And then Acuna hit an infield single to second base off the very end of the bat, like he cue balled it. And then who's up third?
Who's on third?
No,
I don't know.
Who's on first? But I can't remember who the third batter was. Hit a beautiful shot down the first base line, fair by about 3 inches.
That would have been Ketel Marte.
Yeah, Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
And then that's how they got the 2 runs.
Yeah, beauty of a game. American League comes back late. I mean, when I'm talking late, the American League doesn't even decide to score any runs until the 7th.
Until I shut the game off.
Yeah. Till Ross said, "Oh, I'm done. This game is over." And well, did you get back to it at least later, or did you have to like wake up this morning?
I woke up this morning,
see the results,
and saw the results, and went, I missed some late inning action.
You did, man. You missed some late inning action. It was a lot of fun in there. Then we get to the swing off at the end because we are tied 6-6 because, well, the American League gets the tie in the 9th inning. Oh yeah. So the swing off, I was wondering about that when I saw that they were going to do it. I was hoping that I would actually get to see it, and I did get to see it. So it's basically the next 3 guys in the batting order for each team. They each get 3 swings of the bat, and however many home runs those guys get, that's your total. So an interesting way, kind of a different way to end a game. You know, you're not playing forever innings. We're not going to the 15th inning.
There's no ghost runners.
We don't got Bud Selig coming out and stopping the game in the 12th.
Man.
You know, we don't have
his own stadium.
Yeah, that was bad. Not the best.
That's what made it worse. It was his own stadium.
I know. Like, come on. You know, more concessions. Keep the people in there.
Do it at Wrigley.
I mean,
Yeah.
who's her name? The Cincinnati Reds, Marge Schottenheimer.
Oh, Marge Schottenheimer, yeah.
Yeah.
Known her
Schott.
forever.
I mean, she was so mad that the team finished, 4-0 in the World Series. She was mad.
Because
it's
it
like,
couldn't have-
we need more games.
Yeah, she wanted more games played at home. She wouldn't even pay for the party that the team had
See,
afterwards.
that's why
because
she
was
should.
so
That's why
mad.
she should be hosting the All-Star game, and they'll play for 2 days.
It's kind of hard to host it from the grave. But didn't MLB force her out? Force her to sell the
That
Reds?
was it was it was not a forceful thing, but it was a very highly suggested you get out thing. And then it got into the Castellanos family, or not the Castellanos family, the Castillo family. Yeah. I mean, at least they're not doing as bad, but they're still not putting the money into the team that they could. All these owners have the money that they could sign Ohtani or Harper or anybody if they really wanted to.
Yeah, because Ohtani's only making like $7 million this year.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you also got to look at the long term.
Yeah, the next
the money
60
that they're
years.
like putting into escrow for him. I'm sure is plenty.
So, James, you lived in Kentucky, right?
I did.
Where are you as far as Reds fans goes? I mean, is that like your second favorite team?
I like the Reds. The Reds are probably somewhere third, fourth place. Cubs first. Rays second, worked for the Rays, so that's why I got my love for the Rays. It was my first. It was my first venture into working for Major League Baseball, so kind of got to a fan there, and just having the Reds on TV all the time. Because when I was a kid, you couldn't, get on your streaming device and go find what game you wanted. You got to watch what was ever on the TV, and the local team was the Reds. So got to watch a lot of Reds baseball, but that was after both WGN and TBS stopped carrying the Cubs and the Braves because that was my preferred choices for those two. But, TBS dropped the Braves, WGN dropped the Cubs. So, I guess I'll have to watch the Reds. And that's when I became kind of a Reds fan. It was the only game on the TV. So guess what? I wanted to watch it, so I did.
So growing up in Louisiana, WGN, Cubs, and then TBS carrying the Braves games. A lot of people became those two team fans. But before that, apparently the generation above me, I think the Cardinals were the Southern team.
Yeah, it depends on how far east or west you were in the South, because my dad kind of grew up a Senators fan. Because he was over in the eastern part of Tennessee, so Washington, D.C. kind of closer.
Yeah.
But as soon as, Braves started announcing Braves are going to Atlanta, he hop shipped to the Milwaukee Braves. That eventually became the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who St. Louis Rams fans, like super fans, and when they moved to L.A., they just said, burn them to the ground, They have to pick a new team, It's kind of rough like that.
That was one of those. There's some moves out there where I think the initial fan base kind of sticks with you because they got some sympathy for you on the move. They understand why it's going on. And then you got fan bases like the A's fan base out of Oakland right now. They're not going to forgive John Fisher for moving that team out of Oakland at all. That one's going to be a nope. We hate you forever and ever and ever now.
Well, how are the Raider fans, I wonder? Not
Raider fans
like that.
I think the Raiders,
They've got to be used to it by now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the only Raider fans that might be mad are like the Oakland fans. Because I'm sure the LA fans aren't mad because Las Vegas is closer than Oakland.
It is.
So it's a much easier drive, fly, train ride even from LA to Las Vegas. I'm sure LA fans were like, cool, we're closer again. But I mean, that team's moved enough now that I'm pretty sure, and they've moved enough in a time period of 40 years that people just know they move, that I think it's kind of an accepted thing that when they move to Reno in the next 15 years, people will be like, okay.
Oh, no, Reno.
Well, I mean, you went from L.A. to Oakland, or from Oakland to L.A. and then back to Oakland, so why not move a little bit north in Nevada, try to catch up with, a little bit more fan base up there?
There's a lot of West Coast people that's like one of the cities they make fun of is Reno.
Oh, yeah.
It's a running joke.
Oh, Tahoe's great. Reno, Tahoe. We can go hang out at Lake Tahoe. Oh, yeah. They did one of the NHL games there a couple years ago for an outdoor game. Kind of neat. I've not been to Reno, but I have been to Vegas. So we'll put it that way. I've not gone to Reno. Virginia City, though. I went through Virginia City once. That was very interesting.
Why?
It was just kind of that whole small kind of, it still kind of had that small feel, mountain town, mining town to it. Just totally different than going through a small town through the South like I was used to.
Hey, my wife had gone to, I guess she flew into Reno, but, every time she talked about making that trip out there, she never really called it Reno. She always called it Tahoe, because it's like, it sounds better.
Yeah.
I went to Tahoe.
Wabash County, if you want to go that far with it. I do believe it is called Wabash County. I'm not real sure. But I think that is the name of the county that Reno Tahoe sits in right there on the border with California.
I think they actually the whole state of Nevada actually has like two.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack?
More buttons.
More buttons. I have no
area
idea.
codes.
We'll fix that one here in a minute.
I think they have like 2 or 3 area codes now. They used to have just one area code for the whole state for phones.
You probably have to have, with Vegas growing up like it is, you probably have even
probably
2
have 2
area
for that,
codes.
and then the one for the rest.
Yeah,
of
and one for everybody else, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like, like New York City has how many area codes just on the island alone? There's like 4 area codes just on the island.
That's got to get tiring,
That's got to, it's when you meet somebody, you're always going to go, oh, yeah, what's your number? You got to give out all,
10 digits.
All 10 digits.
10 digits.
When I was a kid, I lived in a small little town that you could still just give out the last 4 digits of your phone number because the first 3 digits were all 526.
God.
So you knew the first 3 digits were 526. So you didn't even bother asking,
crazy.
hey, what's your phone number? You didn't say 526. You just gave out, 9943.
I thought you were going to say you still lived in a party line.
My grandmother had a party line when I was very, very, very young.
Yeah, when my dad was young, their house had a party line, but that's about when it stopped up where he was from.
Yeah, it was shared with the neighbor next door, so you had to pick up and make sure that the neighbor wasn't talking before you started calling.
So my cell phone, when I first got a cell phone, is before all my friends actually they would let you pick out the last 4 numbers.
I could pick out
your phone.
Oh yeah, it was the last 4.
Yeah, the last 4 you can pick out, and so I picked. It spelled out Jeff. So it's 5333 is also easy to remember. 5333.
Yeah, my cousin did his VOLS because he was a volunteer, so he did VOLS.
I just got the same last 4 as my house phone number. That way, it was easy to remember.
Easy to remember.
That's actually a smart move right there. The last cell phone I got, they asked me, and I was like, just 4 digits. If I can get 2 matching numbers, that's great. Just make it easier for me to remember.
Yeah.
So that's how that one worked out for me. And I don't have a landline anymore.
Remember back in the day when we had to memorize everyone's number? I don't think I can remember mine.
But it was 7 though. That was the thing. It was different. You didn't have to remember the area code back then.
But still, I could tell you like 18 different people back in the day. Now I don't even think I can tell you my number.
I know
because everything's right here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's like, hey, can you text this number? I'm like, I can tell you who it is.
I still know my dad's work number because he had the same one for so long, and then my house number I grew up in.
Yeah,
I still remember those numbers and my best friend's number, even now to this day, and we're years and years later.
I don't know. I can remember my old house number in Kentucky that I grew up in. And I'm drawing a blank on a lot of, because I've gone through, I don't know how many cell phone numbers throughout time. Because back in the day when you switched services, you had to get a new number. They wouldn't let you port the number over. So, you were getting a new number every like 3 to 4 years because you were going to go out and get a new phone because your phone was broken. Not the greatest way to do that, but hey, it was the way that we had back then. So the Home Run Derby, viewership on it actually up 5%. Happy with that because usually we see baseball and usually when we see numbers for, people viewing, usually it's been on a downward trend over the past, decade, 15 years. So when we can see a bump of more people watching baseball, that makes me happy because I need people watching baseball because I want as much baseball on TV as I can get.
And think about it. We didn't have all of the bashers in the Home Run Derby.
No,
there was no Judge. There was no Ohtani. There was no Trout. There was
Ronald Acuna stepped back.
Well, yeah,
not a huge bopper, but still a big name for Atlanta and being in Atlanta.
I don't trust ratings, Nielsen and everything. I don't trust when they come out with numbers. Mainly not just because they sent me a thing in the mail. I don't know, it was like 14 years ago probably. And it was a questionnaire about what you watched and everything, and my wife didn't include me in on it. It was just her and my daughters. And so I thought that was skewed from the get-go. And then also, it's interesting that every time there's something exciting happens, they say, oh, the viewership was up. Well, no, these people would have tuned in to watch it from the get-go and not just like the ratings just don't go up just because it was exciting, if you understand what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. I don't trust it.
Well, this one it's a combination of 1, television, and 2, streaming, because lots of people stream now. So I mean, like for
That's
me
trackable.
watching it, I was streaming.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, and it did point out that the streamers were actually up about 12%, which doesn't shock me. You know, because streaming is really the way people watch it. How many cords have been cut in the past 15 years?
Yeah.
People aren't really watching through the television anymore. Now, there were some people watching this through the television because it was on an over-the-air broadcast Fox. So you can just literally have your antenna and...
No, that was on ESPN. The game was on Fox.
Yeah, the game was on ESPN. That was on ESPN, game on Fox. That is right. So, no, you would have had to have a subscription service to it. So, again, subscription services, having either 1 cable or 2 your ESPN Plus package, you know, you're still going to pay for it. A little bit easier to track on that, I'd say. And it's now with all of the digital, it's easier to track, but you still don't get an absolute true number. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Completely. It's become better, though.
Yeah, it's better because if you look at the old Nielsen ratings where it was just the paper logs, it can get very skewed very quickly. But now they even have like little, for people who are heavy consumers and who answer the Nielsen ratings a lot, they actually give you a little box that you put on your TV and it automatically
I don't know if they still do that, but they used to. I know.
Yeah, and they got something very similar for radio where it's just like this little device that you drop in your car, drop with you, whatever, and it'll pick up the radio station you're listening to.
Yeah, the time when I watched TV the most was between the ages of like, I'd say 12 and 18.
Oh, I'm still watching a lot of TV. But my TV now is almost all sports. Like, I don't really watch a whole lot of, like, scripted television. I don't watch any reality TV. It just does nothing for me.
I understand you're into anime.
Anime, I've
NFL's
watched
scripted.
NFL's totally scripted, but that's a different kind of script, and I'll watch it. Yeah, anime is interesting to me. I've watched some of it. I've done a little bit of animation work in anime style before, just because it interests me. And it's neat. It's different. I still prefer my regular, cartoons like South Park and, drawn together from an old one, throw them back. Everybody will write me nasty emails now, please. Hope so. That's more my style. But no, I do enjoy some of the animes. It's interesting. It's different. They can make those things so cheap, though, man. It's amazing. They can make like a 3-hour movie for like $150,000.
It was so time consuming back in the 80s and everything.
Oh, it's
crazy.
It's not as anime has that decrease because it does what they call a 3-frame versus a 2-frame or versus a Disney 1-frame. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to have as many moving pictures. Yeah. And if you actually look at the anime builds, a lot of it is just moving cameras. The things that are on the screen aren't moving themselves. It's the cameras moving around and giving you that, tricking the eye into making it, oh, look, he's floating away. No, he's not really. The camera's just moving and panning.
I did not have talking about anime on my bingo card for today.
No.
Not in neither, but here
it's afternoon delight,
All right. How about when we come back, let us talk about the NBA, because the NBA used the E word. Ooh, the big E word. All right, this is the Inside Drive from the Golf Plus Studios. Coming right back.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Definite thunderstorms and partly cloudy this afternoon and evening with a wind out of the south around 13 miles per hour and a high of 84. Tonight, look for a mixture of partly cloudy skies and very light rain with a temperature near 80. Tomorrow, a high around 85 and some sun in the morning and then definite thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
College football is almost here, and you can watch it all. Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most major markets. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. Just $45 a month with our promo code ESPNNW. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the Scorpion TV logo.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Monster, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to Ryan Mulvey and the Inside Drive.
Are tuned in to the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Gulf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. James Five here in the studio for Ryan Mulvey. We got Chef Ross and LSU Jeff with us. You can call the show. You can text the show 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app and take us with you everywhere you go.
Rick Ty says, what's up?
Hey, Rick, what is going on, man? Chop on, Rick. So, we learned last night that the NBA, Mr. Silver came out and used the E word. What's the E word, guys?
Expansion?
Expansion. Yes.
Come on, Seattle.
So, speaking after the NBA Board of Governors discussed the topic of expansion at a meeting this week, Commissioner Adam Silver said Tuesday that the dialogue about whether to potentially add teams to the league will continue with additional research. So, NBA looking into going from 30 to 32 teams, it looks like.
Bring back the Supersonics.
So that was where we were going to go with this. Where do we think we have potential landing spots for more National Basketball Association teams? So you're saying Seattle, Chef Ross.
I'm saying Seattle.
And they've done it twice, right?
Who was it before the Supersonics?
It was the Supersonics.
But they became the Oklahoma City Thunder. Where else did they move to?
I thought the Sonics also did a move to North Carolina to New Orleans, because I think they've been in Seattle twice.
No, the Hornets were expansion with the Magic, and then they moved to New Orleans, and then what happened was the New Orleans Hornets had the name, and what happened was when they created the new Charlotte team, they asked for the name back, and the owner, Tom Benson, who owns the Saints, he said, "Oh yeah, sure. We don't have an attachment to the Hornets, even though we think the Beehive is a cool name. We'll give you the name back," because he was partial to Pelicans, because Pelicans was an old baseball team in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So they just made it a basketball team name, and nobody in New Orleans kind of complained. We were like, we're not attached to Hornets anyway. And do you know why it's the Charlotte Hornets?
I do not know why it's the Charlotte Hornets.
So before the American Revolution, there was a British general down in Carolina, and he saw a lot of resistance in the 13 colonies against the British rule. Okay, and so he said, I can't remember what the general's name was. If you said it, I would say, oh yeah, that's it. But anyway, he said this Carolina, what do you call it? Not territory. What do they call it? Colony. This Carolina colony is a hornet's nest of rebellion.
Yeah,
there we go.
And so, boom, the locals and all that, the Americans, who became Americans, they said, "Oh, we like that.
We're on board.
We're like, you call us Hornets. We like that.
We're on board. Let's do it."
And so then, that became like a theme there in Charlotte. And then when they got the expansion team, they were like, boom, we want Hornets.
Didn't they go to the Bobcats for a minute?
Yeah, they were the Charlotte Bobcats.
So that's right.
After
for a year or two,
the Hornets moved to New Orleans, then the NBA expanded again and brought the Charlotte Bobcats in, a.k.a. today's Charlotte Hornets. Michael Jordan bought them.
Yeah, or part of them.
Yeah. And that's when the name change happened, too, is right after Michael Jordan bought him. Same time that Chris Paul got traded to New Orleans, so I think the Hornets' name was in that trade.
No, I like
that's
that.
just my...
Wait, Chris Paul
was... I don't know where he came...
No, he got drafted by the New Orleans team.
Oh.
We drafted him, yeah. That was two of the biggest names that we've ever drafted. Zion was huge, you know.
Yeah, Zion's
and AD is probably
Benson
the third
gave-
biggest. Anthony Davis was the other one that got drafted.
Benson
by
gave
us.
the Hornets to the NBA?
What's that?
Or Benson gave the New Orleans Hornets to the NBA?
Well,
Because the NBA was NBA was running that franchise.
Yes, you're right. You're right. For about 3 or 4 years, probably.
And the NBA blocked the trade to the Lakers for Chris Paul.
I don't know. I don't remember. There was a Chris Paul. Well, Chris Paul. I mean, he really was kind of down on the city and the team and everything towards the end.
They had a trade in place with the Lakers, and the league blocked it, and that's how he ended up in the Clippers.
Yeah, yeah. And then the difference, though, between Chris Paul is Chris Paul didn't go out real nasty. Anthony Davis had a nasty exit out of New Orleans, and he really, all the New Orleans people were like, we hate you.
Yeah, you don't need to get back.
Get the heck out. Where Chris Paul kind of like, we were like, dude, we love you. You know, we love you. You know, we understand you're miserable here. I guess it's time for you to go. You know.
So can we agree that Seattle needs one of the two franchises?
I think Seattle's a good point because they did a whole lot of work to the Climate Pledge Arena, which is now where the Kraken are playing. So it's an arena that was already there but has had a whole lot of updates.
And
so
they're
it
a
should
very
be ready to
passionate
go.
fan base.
Yeah, it's a good fan base. It's ready to go. It has been there. I thought they did all right there. They made it to a couple of Western Conference title games, you know, and it always seemed like they had
East because of probably Eastern Division, Western Division.
Well, I'm going to throw a wrench into that because I don't agree with that. And I think as the population moves west and south, I think I'm going to disagree with that. I don't think Florida needs another team.
No, I don't think it'll be Florida.
Yeah, so
Birmingham?
No,
not big enough of a city. I think Cincinnati's not good enough to really support that third, team as a major league because they have the Reds and they have the
they
Bengals.
have a good arena there for the minor league hockey team, but it's a little bit older and it's not quite as big as what I think an NBA team would want to be in. So that would force you to also build an arena for them.
Lexington?
No, you're not going to put them in Rupp.
No, I actually think as far as bigger cities go, of course, Kansas. They are basketball fans in Kansas, so Kansas City is a possibility. St. Louis had that.
St. Louis had the Jazz.
ABA. They had the ABA.
Yeah, they had the Jazz.
No, not the Jazz.
Were they not the Jazz? Was
no,
it
it was
New
St.
Orleans
Louis.
Jazz then?
Yeah, it was New Orleans Jazz.
Okay.
No, St. Louis was called the what's the Flyer? Lindbergh Spirit.
Spirit. Okay,
that was it. Spirit. So the ABA had St. Louis Spirit, which I think is a really cool name. I don't know if they can support a team, but the second biggest city that does not have a professional team is Omaha. Believe it or not. Omaha. The biggest city without a professional team, you would never believe it, but it doesn't have a whole lot of suburbs, is Honolulu.
You're not going to see it.
You're never going to get
travel for that. Just will not.
No, it's
happen.
unreal.
Unless
people think that it's just right out in the Pacific. No, it's like halfway across the biggest ocean in the world.
I mean, it's like a 6-7 hour time difference between Washington D.C. and Honolulu.
It's stupid crazy. Cancun has a better chance than Honolulu.
I think Europe has a better chance than both of those.
Yeah.
If we're really
Cancun's not big enough of a city, and Mexico City is so volatile that you don't have Acapulco or wherever out. Cabo's too small.
Tijuana.
Yeah,
right across the
Tijuana. Oh my God.
There you go. The Tijuana Clippers. Just borrow the Clippers name, make them come down and sue you.
New Jersey lost the Nets.
Yeah, but they just went across the river.
Yeah,
though,
it's just
right?
across the river. I mean, I don't see an East Coast happening.
I mean, definitely not on the coast, but definitely east of the Mississippi. Because that seems to be the cutoff from East and West divisions.
So that's Cincinnati, and I don't think it's happening.
I'll tell you where. Louisville. The KFC Yum Center. Only a few years old.
So you have you have the Pacers, which are what, about 3.5 hours?
About 3 hours up there, yeah.
That's tough.
I don't hate St. Louis.
Don't hate St. Louis.
I don't hate St. Louis, but again, it's on the west side. It's
going to be
on the west side of the river. I'm just saying. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's right on.
Yeah, it's right on the river. Yeah, but I don't see Cincinnati. So I'll disagree with you of being east of the river. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they'll give Seattle the one, and then the second one is up for grabs. I don't know. So
You got a team in Arizona. You got a team in Utah.
Yep. Denver.
You got 2 teams in Texas. Got a team in Denver.
Yeah.
You got
No, you have
2 in
3
LA.
in Texas. 3 because the Spurs.
Yeah, you got Houston, Dallas. Oh, yeah, you got the Spurs, so
yeah.
you got 3.
So Texas is full. There's no way Austin's going to get it. It's absolutely
No, you're not gonna see it in Austin.
No. And then Oklahoma City, of course, has their team. So I don't know. Kansas City's in the running. Omaha. I don't think they're basketball fans though. They're not like Louisville.
Yeah, I mean
Louisville is
that's
like
the thing, is it's a big basketball community.
Yeah.
You got a stadium that's
The
basically
Louisville Moonshine.
Yeah, there you go. The Colonels, to go with the old baseball team named the Colonels. I can see that getting picked up, but it's I kind of agree. I think if it's not Louisville on the East Coast or
gotta be Cincinnati.
Eastern, yeah, Cincinnati maybe, but I don't really see Cincinnati. I don't know if they
Or
have.
do you bump
the
like the
buy for it.
Timberwolves from the west to the east if you put 2 Western teams?
I mean, you could. You could move are the Bulls in the East now?
Bulls are in the east.
Well, think about New Orleans is in the West.
Again, same thing, right on the river. So you can bump
you could move them
the
to the
Pelicans.
east.
You can bump the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Memphis.
If you put a team in Kansas
Memphis
City,
in the
you can
West?
put them on either side. Memphis is
in the West,
In
yes.
the West, yeah, because they just
So
kept
there's
them,
3
like,
teams that are
they're
right
ranked.
there
Yeah,
that won't
yeah.
affect travel a whole lot.
Yeah. I don't know how the river in Minneapolis, St. Paul kind of does a
It goes
thing where
into
it goes west-east. Really.
Yeah, so-
kind of does that little number.
And fun fact, you can walk across the start of the Mississippi.
Yeah, it's not that big. It's
not that
just like
deep.
a little.
Well,
creek.
you know what they keep up there? They have like the river, and then it flows out into like a lake, and then it'll do it again. It does it a bunch of times, and they keep on calling them lakes, but they're not really lakes. They're just part of the river.
Yeah.
really.
It's okay.
Up there.
Wisconsin has way more lakes than Minnesota, but
Oh, Michigan. I think it's Michigan has the most.
Wisconsin has 15,000 lakes.
Yeah, maybe it was Wisconsin.
There's a lot
I know
of
somebody
lakes
has more lakes than Minnesota.
Yeah, Wisconsin has 15,000, and the license plate in Minnesota says land of 10,000 lakes. So
Well, they're not lying.
No,
They're not lying.
No, they're not lying.
They're
It is
lying.
actually a little over 10,000, but
Yeah.
but there is a state that does have more. Maybe it is Wisconsin.
And the Mississippi is what separates Minneapolis from St. Paul,
Yeah,
the Twin
yeah.
Cities. So, and then becomes the border.
So we're all going to be kind of in agreement, though, that we don't think any of these teams are going to end up out of the United States. Like, we're not going to see another team in Canada right now.
the only-
we're not
well,
going to see
no
like,
Vancouver.
Europe. We're not going to see Mexico.
well, Seattle gets a team. Vancouver's out automatically.
I would say so.
Mexico
Yeah.
City would be on the table.
Yeah, because it's a big city.
It's a huge city.
But do
Yeah.
the NBA doesn't play any alternate games like the NFL, MLB.
They've had some preseason games done in China, nonetheless. But it's not really a thing that they've done as much as, say, Major League Baseball or the NHL. Even the NFL has done more
Yeah,
outside of.
The NFL, I think, does the most outside of their main markets. Going to London, going to Brazil, going to Germany, going to Mexico City.
Yeah.
And the dark horse way out, we didn't mention, is Pittsburgh does not have a basketball team.
Pittsburgh does not have a basketball team.
But the city population has been down because when steel industry came down, they lost some people.
Yeah, and you got that P&G arena. It's not a bad arena the Penguins play in. I'm sure that you can
You
get
can
into
argue
a
that
basketball
Pittsburgh
arena
doesn't have a
pretty
baseball
quick.
team either, though.
They do. They got a really great AAA team. Beautiful ballpark for a AAA team.
Oh man, you're killing my boy Skeens.
I mean, don't worry.
I'm not
He's there.
killing him. His
Paul
offense
Skeens-
is killing him.
Paul Skeens is there to learn the game. And he'll be
Learn
traded.
the game. No,
Don't worry.
he's giving out lessons, man. You should see. You should see some of the videos. The way his ball just like they'll show like 9 balls that he threw, and it'll be going like most of the way to the plate, and then it goes wah, and it's like, whoa, dude, this guy's control. I mean, his
Imagine the stress he
So
has
crazy.
knowing that if he gives up one run, that's a loss.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
his ERA is
he gets
so low.
no help. I mean, yeah, his ERA is about a 2.
His
You
ERA
can't really
is lower
get
than
more that.
Scoobles.
Yeah, and that guy's got what, a 12-4 record, and what is Skeens like 3-8 or 4-9
He's got
or
2 or 3.
something
It's sad.
crazy.
It's absolutely, there is zero support there.
He could win the Cy Young with a losing record.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Now,
out of the National League, yes.
Now, that's not uncommon because back in the 80s, I remember, there were losing pitchers who had below 2 ERA.
But did they win the Cy Young?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's
I got to Google up.
bad.
Yeah,
That's a trivia question that nobody will get.
that is a trivia question that we might have to look into later. I did think Jacksonville maybe, but after I think about it, I'm like, I really don't think Florida's got another appetite for it. And I was like, Tampa, I'm like, no, Orlando's too close.
Savannah's not big enough. Charleston's too close to Charlotte. Yeah, it's not happening over there.
I like the idea of Birmingham. I just don't see it happening. Birmingham is a big city, but once you get out of Birmingham, you get real rural real quick.
Only one pitcher won the Cy Young with a losing record.
Who was it?
It was in our lifetime.
Oh, really?
Nolan Ryan?
Nope.
Nope.
2000s.
Really? Wow.
2003 to be exact.
3.
Clemens?
Eric Gagne.
Oh, God, yeah.
The closer for the Dodgers.
Yeah, for the Dodgers. All right.
That's a closer. It's a little
I'll
different.
take that one.
Still, I mean, Cy Young.
It's a stat.
Yeah, still a stat. Absolutely great stat.
That was the year he was on steroids, too, if I remember right.
Who wasn't? No, I mean, really, who
He was
wasn't?
out there with a peacup.
No, because I believe this was the year he got like 70 saves or whatever the record is he held. And then the next year, he had to sit for steroid suspension.
I mean, but it was that time and place where people are like, well, if we put those people in the Hall of Fame, we got to put down that they were on steroids. It's like, well, who wasn't
And
on
then 2 years
steroids
later,
in that
he was a
era?
closer for the Brewers.
Everybody was on the roids.
Plug.
Maybe Griffey wasn't on the roids then, but I mean,
Cal Ripken wasn't on the
who
roids.
wasn't? It was
Tony
such
Gwynn.
an endemic. It was a problem. It needed to be fixed.
The only 3 names that surprised me would be Griffey, Tony Gwynn, and Cal Ripken. Everybody else, you can probably be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to come out right now and just tell you guys, I'm not on steroids, because I'm not a cheater.
It helps me with the radio podcast. I can't help it. Got to do it.
I'm not a Patriots fan.
I could tell he was juiced.
Juicing, boys. I'm juicing. All right, let's talk about, what do we want to talk about next? How about when
Asking
we
Delights?
come back? I didn't get a whole Keith Fleming yet, so we'll actually change that up a little bit. We'll just talk about our favorite teams and how they got to be our favorite teams. Call the show 850-215-6290. This is the Inside Drive coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Now, July is going to be a hot month weather-wise, y'all. But the deals on portable buildings at Best Way Portable Buildings will cool things down. Stop by and see owner Jason Mulder and let him help you choose just the right building for your needs. Best Way Portable Buildings is located just north of the Old Mall, Highway 231, Panama City, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. Best Way Portable Buildings, the best in portable, period. And a Golden Age builder.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios. He has over 10 items in the express lane. He pays with checks and he doesn't return his shopping carts.
You have ruined groceries for me.
Now back to Ryan Mulvey and the Inside Drive. ESPN Northwest Florida. Not sorry.
This is the Inside Drive coming to you live from the Gulf Plus Studios here in beautiful Panama City Beach. James Fife, Chef Ross, LSU Jeff. We are talking to you on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to download our app so you can listen to us no matter where you be. So let's get into a conversation of who are your sports teams and why did they get to be your sports teams? Let's just learn a little bit about each of us here. Let our listeners learn about each of us here. So I guess I'll get us started. I'll go with my favorite team first overall. My favorite team, Nashville Predators. One, I'm a big-time hockey fan. So that is why it gets to be my number one team, is because hockey is my number one sport. And I am a fan of that team because I grew up in the area. I was a hockey fan in the Nashville area. I was playing ice hockey before the Preds showed up in the Nashville area. So once that got announced back in the late 90s, of course, I was horribly excited. Huge fan even before they played one game. I even got to the very first game. The Predators lost 1-0 against the Florida Panthers, though. But I was there for the very first Nashville Predators game. So that is why I have my love for my Preds. One of you guys take the floor now and just go with your first team overall and why it is your team.
All right, my first team overall has got to be the Packers. I think it's a birthright that baby pops out in the state of Wisconsin, you're an automatic Packer fan. 80% chance of Packer owner. Then I got to go to my first game at Lambeau. It was a preseason game. Top draft pick Tony Mandarich did not play. No, actually, it was a first season game. It was for my dad's birthday. We got tickets again. Tony Mandarich holding out. Don Mikowski, quarterback. Great times.
Did you ever get to experience a real Lambeau experience, like December Lambeau?
How about January playoff game?
That's pretty Lambeau-y.
Negative 22 degrees.
Yeah, that's the kind of story I want to hear about.
Wearing 7 layers. You only make one bathroom trip on that entire game. I guarantee you that.
And metal bleachers back then too. So
yeah,
right?
they still are.
So nice and cold on the bottom.
Who sits down at a professional sporting event?
I'm going to sit down for a minute when nothing's going on, like during halftime and stuff. I'm going to have to sit
the game
cold
where Ryan Mulvey's 49ers beat us at Lambeau, and it was like extremely cold. On Monday before I got fired from work, not happy. Jump onto one of them resale apps, found tickets dirt cheap, bought them on Tuesday, went to the game. I have a cousin who lives like 5 minutes from Lambeau, so I had free parking. It was awesome.
Isn't it like kind of in the middle of a neighborhood?
It really is, and that's what makes Lambeau so great. Is you're just driving through Green Bay, house, Lambeau Field, house, and people that live close to Lambeau make so much money renting out their yards for parking.
Oh, we also need to make some extra money, like maybe get a golf cart and be like, hey, for an extra $25, I'll drive you up there.
But it was great. The game-winning field goal was kicked into the end zone that I was at, so that part kind of sucked. But then walked over to Brett Favre's Steakhouse afterwards, had a beautiful meal there. That was probably my favorite Lambeau game, but the first one was great. The preseason ones were fun. And then just being involved in the crowd. I mean, Packer fans travel like nobody else. I remember hearing Trent Dilfer say that he hated playing against Green Bay because whatever the stadium was in Tampa before Raymond James was louder when he was getting booed during opening ceremonies because there was
everybody there was a Packer fan.
And the Bucs were terrible at the time, but that's beside the point. I've been to games in the Metrodome where it was 75% Packer fans.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that because they had a couple of bad decades in there.
Yeah, and it was just so awesome. And plus, Viking fans would just sell the Packer game to pay for all their season tickets. Because if you went to StubHub, the cheapest road game for the Packers was the Vikings. If you went to the Vikings StubHub, the most expensive home game was the Packer game.
Love the duality of it.
So, yeah, that's how I became a Packer fan, is I've been from birth, and then the blood's in me, and Jordan Love's going to lead us to the promised land.
All right, LSU Jeff, tell us why the New Orleans Saints are your favorite team.
Well, you know,
and it can be LSU. I'm just
no, actually, yeah. The thing is, the problem is that I was huge on football growing up, and so the Saints are right there. I'm like, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles from the Superdome, you know, and so we rarely went to games. I never knew that when I was a baby, my dad had season tickets to the Saints games. And then he kind of gave up. It was the 70s. I mean, we were just horrible. Archie Manning was our quarterback. No blame on him because he was trying his best. He was just doing what he had best with. But the problem is the ownership didn't have money and spend money on the franchise. And so we just couldn't keep anybody that was good. And there were bad decisions made. We had some people on drugs a couple of times, but nothing compared to the San Diego Chargers back then because that was where all the dope problems got sent, seemed like, which is horrible but it's true. Anyway, but yeah, what made me more of an LSU fan over the Saints was we got season tickets in the 80s, and that's when LSU football really was starting to come back again, like really strong, and we started winning the SEC numerous times, and Bear Bryant had retired. And so going to Tiger Stadium, I don't know, it's like the fans are rabid. They're crazy. And it's not just Cajuns, you know, and just and it's not just the alcohol. It's everything, man. It encompasses, it's like going to a church that gets you like really, you know, spirited, you know.
Feel it.
It's a feeling, and it's electric, and it's unreal. And difference between Lambeau, they have electric fans, don't get me wrong. But you only have 67 or 69,000 people. You know, Tiger Stadium growing up in the 80s, it was 89. They didn't have the second level that they added later on. And now they're up to 103 or 104,000 people. But it was 89 for forever, you know, at Tiger Stadium. So it was an easy sell for me. Both my older brothers went to LSU, and so I was expected to go to LSU, so that's why I went. And when I got to LSU is when we started losing again.
So it's your fault.
It was sad, yeah. And Shaq was there. So, you know, I got to see Shaq around campus and everything. I never did talk to him. Actually, he was pretty quiet. For the most part, when he was at LSU, he kind of developed more of a personality when he got to the NBA and came more out of his shell. Anyway, yeah, Saints, LSU, and actually my third team, if you don't know, I'm a Dolphins fan. And it was they had an LSU quarterback before Dan Marino, and then he took them to the Super Bowl. They lost to the 49ers. No, not the 49ers. Washington Redskins.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was 83, I want to say.
Somewhere. It was 83 or 84, somewhere in there. It was right around the time I was
it was 83 or 80. No, it wasn't 81. Anyway, somewhere early in the 80s. Then Marino got drafted in 83 draft, and then he kind of took over. And I was just, I saw Dan Marino throw, and I was like, oh my God, how could you not be a fan of this? And also, like what we were talking about earlier, was colors. I love the blue and the orange. I just kind of was partial to it. It really kind of pops in my eyesight. I really like the Dolphins.
Yeah, love the color on the Dolphins unis. Yeah. So my second favorite team will go back to me, I guess, for a quick minute. I'm going to go Chicago Cubs. First ever Major League Baseball game I went to. I was 3 or 4 years old, before Wrigley even had lights. No lights at Wrigley Field. That's how long ago it was. And I remember, the thing I remember the most is I just remember the green on the ivy of the outfield. And I remember the chair that I got, the seat that I got, was behind this beautiful green pole.
I got those at County Stadium in Milwaukee.
So my view was like I could lean over and I could see. And what actually just ended up happening, it was like July, August, sometime of that year, and it was just hot. And my dad just put me in his lap so I could watch the game with him. And I just remember we were just so hot and so sweaty, but I had the biggest time being at my first ever Major League Baseball game. And then the Cubs being on WGN forever, being able to watch them constantly, also helped with my fandom for the Cubs.
But it didn't turn you off the whole, goat and the whole superstition and the goat's the Red Sox.
No, the goat. The goat's Chicago.
Chicago. Oh my goodness, got more lightning.
That was a close little lightning. That shook the building a bit. But you guys heard that out there.
So the whole, I don't want to say loser mentality, but
that's what made the Cubs the Cubs.
I know, but the problem is that some people are not attracted to that, and some people just love it. They bathe in it.
But then they had to go ruin it and win the damn World Series.
I know, man. Totally ruined it for me. I was so sad. I was so sad when the Cubs won the World Series. I was sitting there yelling at my TV. I was like, guys, how could you do this to me? Why did you win a World Series?
It makes you wonder if the Bears don't win in 86, would they 85. Be... 85 season, yeah, that's true. 85 season, 86 was when the Super Bowl was. But if they didn't win it all, and it was such an enormous fashion that they did it, I thought that they were going to win another one after that, because I just thought that team's just too good to not win two.
One of the biggest travesties in all of sports. Refrigerator Perry has a Super Bowl touchdown. Mm-hmm. Walter Payton does not.
Oh, crazy stat. Crazy, stupid stat.
Oh, yeah, and everybody used to think the Fridge was like the largest guy ever, and he was only like 6'4" and like 250.
No. He wasn't 250. He was bigger than that.
He was all of 280.
Yeah, because he was like, he's not as big as like some of these guys we see now playing defensive line. Like Albert Hainsworth back in the day that was like 6'7" and 350. Because the Fridge was a big dude, no doubt. But now you look at him and go, yeah, he's big, but he's not like the size of some of these dudes coming at you.
So the Redskins, their line, the Hogs. Oh my God!
Oh, that line back in the day.
The average was like 290 something. The average.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
That was crazy. I just remember, back in the early 90s, watching the Redskins line and watching the Cowboys line go at it. Man, those were just big human beings on both sides of the football there. That was the kind of football I liked watching, where you just have that total trench play, where you don't get to see a whole lot happening, but there is a lot happening right there.
And, that's the team in 92. Let me think about that. 92 was the Redskins, and Jay Schrader was the quarterback. Yeah. It wasn't Doug Williams. Doug Williams, 87.
Was it Ripken?
Ripken? Hey, that's right. Mark Ripken. Yeah, Mark Ripken. He, that's who kept the Cowboys from three-peating on the front end. Because the Cowboys went back-to-back right after that.
It wasn't the Niners? The Niners were really...
No, that's on the tail end. That's afterwards.
Because the Niners won the Super Bowls.
Huh?
The Niners won the Super Bowls, and the Cowboys went...
Yeah. So what happened was, in 92, the Redskins won, and the Cowboys were just kind of getting all this talent together, and they looked really good, and you were like, it's a matter of time till this Cowboys team's going to win a Super Bowl, and the Redskins were in their way in that division. And the Giants were great, too.
I think it was Jerry Jones in the way, but what do I know about football?
Not yet, because he got in the way. But you're right. Steve Young, on the tail end, on the third year, he won his against the Chargers, and then the Cowboys won another one. So they won 3 out of 4. But I'm saying that if the Cowboys had won one when the Redskins won that one, they would have had a three-peat.
The only thing I know about Mark Ripken is he scored a touchdown and celebrated by headbutting the wall and missed the next 4 games with a concussion.
Oh, yeah, he literally put it, I remember that. He put his head down and took off into the wall.
See, that's funny, because I remember it was a quarterback that did that, but I didn't remember it was Ripken.
I swear it was Ripken.
It was Ripken? Okay.
That sounds right to me, because I vaguely remember something like that happening back in the early 90s.
People were hating him for that.
All right, guys, heading into the top of the hour. When we get back, we will go from saying good morning to good afternoon, and we will have our afternoon delight. You are tuned in to ESPN Northwest Florida Inside Drive, live from the Golf Plus studios.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Definite thunderstorms and partly cloudy this afternoon and evening with a wind out of the south around 13 miles per hour and a high of 84. Tonight, look for a mixture of partly cloudy skies and very light rain with a temperature near 80. Tomorrow, a high around 85 and some sun in the morning and then definite thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sizzling hot weather is here. Time to go shopping in some nice air-conditioned surroundings. I know just the place, that boot store. Ooh, it's nice and cool in here with a scent of real leather. Sweet. The Western surroundings and huge name brand selections will make you want to buy 4 or 5 outfits for the whole family, from the smallest to the largest. And why not? Their prices are the best in the area. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Remember, God is good all the time. That boot store next to Billboard Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, W Field, Q Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Krispy Kreme Donuts has unveiled a new donut collection with a heroic twist. In partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery, it's the Hungry for Heroes collection. Choose from Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, DC Comics' most iconic heroes. Available now at Krispy Kreme Donuts in front of HCA Hospital on 23rd Street in Panama City and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan. Krispy Kreme Donuts since 1937, where you get them hot.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus Studios, it's the Inside Drive.
Skyrockets in flight.
And now, the afternoon delight debrief with the 3 degenerates from the Inside Drive.
Afternoon delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are tuned into the Inside Drive 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, coming to you live from the Gulf Plus Studios. You can call the show. You can text the show 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app, ESPN Northwest Florida. We got it on the Android store. We got it on the Google Play Store. Download it. We also got it on the Apple Store. Download it. Take us with you everywhere you go. You can also visit our website, espnpc.com. We are in the afternoon because it is afternoon now. Good afternoon all out there. And you are tuned into the Chef and Jeff show. We are into the afternoon delight. Chef, you got one for me?
I do.
Hit me with it.
North Carolina man follows a dream, gut feeling to win $100 million or to win a $1 million lottery prize. A North Carolina man said a dream and a gut feeling led him to winning $1 million lottery prize on a scratch-off ticket. Sanford resident Ricky Nunnery Jr. told the North Carolina Education Lottery officials that his subconscious mind warned him that a lottery luck was in his future. I dreamed that I would hit big on the lottery, he said. Nunnery said a gut feeling led him to make his dream come true Friday with a $1 million triple play ticket from the Wink Mart on Deep River Road in Sanford. Something just told me to play today, he said. Nunnery said his winnings will go towards paying bills and investing. I'm tickled to death with this, he said.
There we go. Trust your intuition sometimes, I guess. Maybe it'll lead to some cash winning earnings. All right, I got a good one here. At least I will enjoy it. Harry Potter actress Emma Watson has been banned from driving for 6 months after she was caught speeding. Watson, who played Harmony Granger in the film franchise, drove a blue Audi at 38 miles per hour. In a 30-mile-per-hour zone in Oxford on the evening of the 31st of July last year.
Good thing they don't traffic the Hathaway like that then.
Watson already had 9 points on her license before the speeding incident occurred, the court heard. The 35-year-old now student was made to pay £1,044 at the High Wycombe Magistrates Court on Wednesday. She did not attend the 5-minute hearing. Representatives for Watson have been approached for comment. Watson's lawyer, Mark Haslam, told the court that she is a student, adding, quote, "She is in a position to pay the fine." The actress has been studying a master's degree in creative writing at the University of Oxford since 2023. Watson shot to fame in 2001 with the release of the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone alongside fellow child stars Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint. She starred in 8 Potter films in total, with the last one being released in 2011 before going on to appear in movies such as Beauty and the Beast, The Bling Ring, and The Perks of Being the Wallflower. Watson's last film role in 2019 remake was Little Women, directed by Greta Gerwig. She launched her own substantial gin brand in 2023. Separately, another Harry Potter actress, Zoe Wanamaker, was fined for speeding on the same day and in the same court as Watson. Wanamaker, who played Madame Hooch in the Wizarding series, was caught speeding on August 7th, 2024 on the M4 near Newbury, Berkshire. The 76-year-old was driving at 46 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour limit, the court heard. She was also fined £1,044 and banned from driving for 6 months. Wanamaker's lawyer, Duncan Jones, said that she was not asking for special treatment and accepted the fine. Like Watson, Wanamaker had 9 points on her license before the speeding incident occurred. District Judge Ardvin Sharma sentencing endorsed 3 more points to both stars' licenses, meaning they are both disqualified from driving for 6 months.
So I'm not familiar with the whole point system as much. I know Florida has it, right?
A lot of states do. This was, of course, coming out of England.
England, yeah. So Virginia has it. Louisiana does not. And is there a limit in Florida where you get certain points and then you can't drive, really?
I'm sure there is, because I know in Kentucky they had a point system where I think it was like once you got 5 points, you had to, like, you got suspended for like 3 months, and then you had to go and retake your like driver's test or something.
You can do
that.
like a traffic school, like one time per certain amount of time frame to get points or to have points reduced. So you don't get to the amount of points that require you to no longer drive.
And that's why you walk everywhere. You're right.
That's why you Uber.
No, you.
Oh.
You in particular, Chef. He's walking in the rain out there.
Walking everywhere. Yeah, England's got some wild driving like rules. Like in London, there are no speed limit signs posted because everything is 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And at every single street corner, they have a camera and a radar, and they're recording literally every person that goes by. And even if you go by this thing at 26 miles an hour and not 25, guess what you get in the mail a few days later?
I don't like that.
They are hardcore about it. Like, they don't bother you pulling you over if you're speeding, unless you're just, like, doing something crazy dumb, then they'll get a cop to pull you over. But if you're only going 10, 15 over, they're just going to keep sending you bills every single day of the week.
So I have a quick story. My daughter goes to Ole Miss. It's my youngest daughter. She, of course, Ole Miss is in Oxford, Mississippi, right? So she keeps on talking to his friend from high school, really good friend. And she keeps on saying, hey, I'm going to Oxford, I'm going to Oxford, I'm going to Oxford, you know, in different, you know, scenarios, different days and everything. She says, I'm going back to Oxford, blah, blah, blah. And her friend gets so mad at her. She's like, why do you keep on saying you're going to Oxford? You're going to Ole Miss, you know? And she's like, you do realize that the town that I'm going to is named Oxford? And then she's like, what? Ole Miss is in a town named Oxford? So she thought she was just being facetious over this whole time, like months and months and months, that she was trying to joke that she was going to Oxford, but she was actually just going to the town of Oxford.
Yeah, it's like Ole Miss isn't the name of the town.
Yeah, Ole Miss is not the name of the town.
Ole Miss is in a town.
Yeah, so the girl thought that she was being facetious about
that she was
I'm
really
going
going to go
back
to Oxford.
Yeah, she's going to Oxford. Yeah,
I mean, pretty good school. Never been to it myself, but heard it's a pretty good school.
It's a quaint little town. There's actually a nickname a lot of people don't know. It's called the Velvet Ditch.
Did not know that one.
And what it is that people move there and then they don't leave. So it's like a ditch where you get lodged and you stay. And there's a lot of people who are just big time Southerners and they like that small town feel. Yeah. The old, they have a square and they have the oldest department store constantly, I guess, continuously running there on the square.
Nice.
And in the whole United States, the oldest department store.
God, I hope they still have like a hatter that you can actually like get a nice hat that they fit you for, and a nice tailor where they actually like bring it out and like, measure you and everything. Give you the full job.
That's interesting because they do have like a William Faulkner alley and like a statue of William Faulkner there because he's a Oxford thing is what it is. I have a good story about Afternoon Delight. It's not as funny as y'all's or as extensive, but yesterday was SEC Media Day, and of course it was Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas. And the redheaded stepchild of the whole group of four yesterday was Auburn, because they always get the shaft, right? Yeah. Auburn's always a redheaded stepchild, even in Alabama. But anyway, Steve Sarkisian, coach of the Texas Longhorns, is walking up on stage and all that. And would you like to guess what they were playing as he's walking up to the podium?
Ooh.
The Darth Vader song?
No, not Darth Vader.
Alabama fight song.
Ooh. Oh, my God. James is so good. It was actually the Texas A&M fight song. Oh. Bam. And you know what? He had to act like everything was normal and not get irritated by it. But the Texas A&M fight song was played while Steve Sarkisian is walking to the mic.
So there was a couple of years ago, something very similar to this. There was a karate competition going on over in Europe, Asia, that winner of it got to advance to the Olympics and all that kind of good stuff. So like a pre-qualifier for the Olympics. And the guy that won the event was from Kazakhstan. Mm-hmm. So he goes up, gets on the podium, gets his gold medal, and they start raising the flag and they start playing the national anthem of Kazakhstan, and then he ended up playing the Borat song.
Oh no.
The guy, you just see the guy like on the stand, like hand over the heart, just like trying not to just break down, totally laughing. I was like, oh, really,
hilarious.
Guys? Really? You're going to throw out the Borat song? It didn't have the lyrics with it. It was only the instrumental, but still, you listen to it and you go, that's Borat. That one, that one would have been an Afternoon Delight not too long ago if it happened recently. You got another one for us, Chef Brooks?
I do.
Hit me with it.
Naughty tortoise starts fire in London apartment.
How naughty was the tortoise?
The London Fire Brigade responded to an apartment in the city where a naughty tortoise sparked a blaze by knocking over his heat lamp. The brigade said crews responded to a fire on the 4th floor of an apartment building on Thursday and discovered a small fire in one room of the residence. The responders rescued a tortoise and a small dog hiding under the stairs. The fire was caused by the naughty tortoise knocking over his heat lamp, which fell onto the hay. Combustible material in his aquarium, officials wrote in a news release. The tortoise and his canine sibling were not injured and were reunited with their owner.
All right, so not too naughty of a tortoise, just knocking over his heat source there, but I can see how that might cause a problem that the fire brigade would want to show up and put out. All right, I got a good one for us here. Let's see. Nick Cannon is launching a relationship advice podcast. The podcast, Nick Cannon at Night, will see the actor and rapper open up his personal DMs and answer written questions from listeners about love, sex, relationships, and dating questions. Cannon will tape the show in front of a live audience in Los Angeles and will also bring in topical experts and celebrity guests for each episode. As the announcement notes, Cannon is hosting this show as the father of 12 with 6 different women, and as one who has had his relationships heavily scrutinized. When it comes to his personal life, Nick has never shied away, unapologetically leaving the world curious about his views on dating, fatherhood, and modern relationship, so who better to offer advice, the press release states. The podcast, which is created in partnership with Wondery, will premiere on July 23rd. So taking parental advice from a guy who's got 12 kids with 6 baby mamas.
Yeah, it's like Tyreek Hill of rappers.
Or the rapper of rappers.
The rapper of rappers.
Did Tyreek Hill have 5 kids in 1 year or something?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was that high.
It was
I think it was three kids with 3 different women.
Yeah.
I think, is what it was.
That's still crazy, though.
But I don't know if he's up to 9 or 11 kids. I've lost count. But
He's just trying to get his own football team going.
And I'm a Dolphins fan, I mean, I don't know. Hey, is there a person that you do not like that's from your team? There's LSU people that I do not like.
Oh, as in playing for one of my teams currently, or just throughout the past?
Throughout the
past.
past.
You just look at and go, never been a huge, big fan of that guy, even though he was on our team.
Like Ray Caruth from the Carolina Panthers,
I get my biggest gripe, I'm going to go with the Titans and Adam Jones.
Oh, yeah, Adam Jones.
Not a fan of Pac-Man?
That was
Pac-Man.
a lot
he's
of
a jerk.
arrests.
He's a jerk. But there's bigger jerks that are defensive backs. They're not prima donnas like wide receivers, but there's some defensive backs that are just jerks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of see it, being that mentality to do that job, but still, you don't got to get arrested every week.
So I'm not a big fan of Angel Reese, and I'm an LSU guy, Trying to think who the other two were. Oh, yeah. Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was the number 1 pick out of LSU. He's lazy. That guy, oh my God. I just do not like him at all. But the big one that a lot of people don't like is there was a guy named Chris Jackson. He changed his name to Kareem Abdul-Rauf, and he played at the Denver Nuggets. And he was the one who didn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance back in the 90s. And he basically got suspended, and all kind of stuff happened to him. And a lot of people that are LSU fans, that's their number 1 person on their hate list.
What's the LSU opinion for Jamarcus Russell then?
No, you know what? We don't really. No, he's not top 3.
Okay,
he's super talented.
We don't. Yeah, he was a big guy. Wasn't the smartest guy. But a lot of athletes, they don't have to be the smartest guy. He just didn't put forth the effort in the pros. It's not like we're embarrassed by him. When it comes to behavior, it's Ben Simmons and Angel Reese, which ironically is basketball. But when it comes to Jamarcus, we're not really ashamed. How many? You talked about Tony Mandarich.
Yeah.
Are you ashamed that he was I don't want to say a failure, but he was a flop. One of the biggest flops in draft history, going number 1.
The problem with Tony Mandarich is the NFL didn't test for steroids in their pre-draft process at the time. NCAA didn't test for steroids, and that's how he became one of the greatest left tackles in college, is he was juicing up.
Well, it's irony. The NCAA would test for steroids. They just didn't catch them. Because remember Brian Bosworth from 87, I want to say?
It's about the same time frame.
He was suspended for an Orange Bowl national championship game for Oklahoma. I want to say
for popping positive.
Yeah, for positive steroid tests. Yeah. So it back in the 80s they were doing steroid testing in college football.
Was it team or was the NCAA coming down on that? I just don't know.
It was NCAA. It was not the schools. Schools didn't care. They looked the other way.
School
Brian Bosworth, if you watched him, you were like, wow, this guy's a maniac, and he's pretty big and all that. And then, when he got to the pros, he's just another guy. He's just another average-sized guy which is a bit of a maniac, but that vision I can't get out of my head is stuck in my head of Bo Jackson running over him on Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
It's lodged in my head. I can't even get it out of my head. So when I think of Brian Bosworth, I think of getting suspended for an Orange Bowl and then, getting run over on a Monday Night Football. And, I don't know. He's a name. People know who he is.
In his defense, that's not the only person Bo Jackson ran over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but, he dragged them like 5 yards into the end zone. It's kind of, ugh.
Bo Jackson, that was, that's one of those, if you play the what if game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what if Bo Jackson didn't tear out his hip? Where would we be looking at him?
Yeah. And then, I'd say Jim Thorpe, like we were talking about Jim Thorpe yesterday. That's another what if, if he was born later on, he was so talented. What sports could he have played,
Oh, yeah.
Who was the other one? Who was the one who broke down the color barrier for the Dodgers?
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson was better in other sports. If he had played other sports, what could he have done?
So Jackie Robinson wasn't the best player in the Negro Leagues, but the owner of the Dodgers, name goes to blank, knew that he could handle the pressure that was coming on him.
Well,
and that's why
he was that type of person to say yes sir, and not fight against, because the media and we'll just call it white media. The white media at the time would have been all against somebody who was a rebel rouser and a rebel, where he took it like a man. I don't want to say like a man, but took it like a man and just kept on walking and kept on doing his thing and achieving greatness. Because I really admire him. As far as admiring athletes, he's one of the guys.
Yeah, Jackie's one of them that we need to have on the Mount Rushmore of the baseball.
Yeah.
Just because of the change that he created for the sport.
Yeah, he's monumental. It's huge.
How do you narrow it to 5? Or 4? Sorry, there's 4 in the Mount
you
Rushmore.
Put 5 or 4 on there.
How do you narrow it?
Babe Ruth is... Come on. Babe Ruth's got to be on a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, you probably got Babe Ruth. You probably got Lou Gehrig. You got to have... You
got to have Aaron.
You got to have...
And you got to have Jackie.
You got to have Jackie Robinson.
Now you got nobody from 1960 on.
So who... Did y'all see the MVP give out last night? It's a glass bat.
Yeah.
Given. Do you know who's named after?
No, I didn't catch it.
Ted Williams.
There we go.
Another one that should be on
a good name.
Yeah.
Another good name. Played for a good little bit.
Yeah.
Took a break, go fly fighter jets. Came home back.
That is a pretty looking trophy, that glass bat.
Oh, yeah.
I loved
smooth looking.
I loved it when they did the, I think it was 98 All-Star game. They did the all MLB team, and the reporter goes, "Can you hit today's pitchers?" Ted Williams goes, "No, I'm 86 years old."
That's like the joke about Jordan, about, they asked Jordan, whatever, he was 40, whatever years old, and said, hey, could you beat such and such? Could
you beat the Lakers or something?
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, even at this age. It's like, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. It's
confidence.
Gotta love those kind of stories like that, because you just get them from people. It's funny.
Oh, and of course, all the Nolan Ryan, 7 no-hitters and everything.
Yeah.
He's in the conversation. He's not a top 4, but he's definitely easily top 8.
Yeah, he's definitely... He's a name that's on the list that people could check off. I don't think he would get all the way up there.
No. He's top 8, though. I'd put him top 8 easy.
I mean, lack of collecting a lot of World Series, I think, hurt him a lot on that.
Different teams.
Yeah. And great player, played forever.
And
had a fastball.
If Clemens wasn't shrouded with the whole steroid thing, he'd be a top 10 in my book.
Yeah, I think he'd be higher up. And I think another thing that kills Clemens is just his personal attitude with people.
Oh, yeah.
Once that you get to meet him, you're like, oh, God, I met that guy. It's one of those don't meet your heroes kids type
and
situation.
I don't think Bonds is as likable either.
No. Bonds is totally not likable. That's a big thing that will keep Bonds out of the Hall of Fame without having like a vote later from like the old fart league.
And the sad part is nobody talks about Sosa anymore. My kids probably don't even know who Sammy Sosa is.
Yeah, I mean, even the Cubs don't have anything for Sammy Sosa.
He's coming back this year, I believe.
Yeah, he was at one of the Cubs games.
They already honored him?
They already did.
Yeah.
The day that he hit his Cubs record home run.
And
that was back in June.
And the people who were living during the whole McGwire Sosa year, we know the significance of all that. But his memory, his name is kind of just faded.
Yeah, it just kind of faded off. I think he should be in conversation for Hall of Fame. He should be in the Cubs Hall of Fame, period. He needs a statue out there on Waverly like, that they got for, Ernie Banks and all those guys.
So I don't even think McGwire is a Hall of Famer.
What? You gotta be kidding.
He got enough home runs that he's going to get there.
The Hall of Fame is for the elite and not the very good. Where else was he elite?
But when he was smaller, before he really got on the steroids in '89, he was one of those players for the Oakland A's.
But he didn't have the longevity.
He went to the World Series.
He didn't
on
have
a great team.
He didn't have the longevity of a Hall of Fame player.
That's 9 years between '89 and '98.
I mean,
that's 9 years right there.
12 years. I mean, he had enough home runs. He
was a career 260 hitter. So that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. But if you're hitting for the friggin'
and half of them are tainted from steroids. So cut that number in half. Then he doesn't hit 500.
And I mean, I'm still, like I said earlier,
he's a below-average defensive player.
the steroid thing to me is a non-issue, especially for that time period. Because if you're going to say, well, you know, he was on steroids, well, you need to just take that whole generation out and say, well, none of you can be in because 95% of them were on roids.
So you hate Jose Canseco is out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Well, that might Sammy Sosa be out then too.
Yeah.
Sosa's out, yeah. A lot of them.
Yeah, it's like, was it a bad time period? Absolutely. Do guys need to be on it? No. But
was it
exciting? There and everybody was there.
Was it exciting? So were we talking about it at the time?
It saved baseball.
I want to say next year, because I think he's been out long enough next year. The first steroid guy's getting in the Hall of Fame.
They're already starting to see those guys. I mean, we're talking about A-Rod and everybody.
Is Poppy in? Because he's going to be the first one. And I believe he's up for the ballot next year.
I think he should probably get in. He had a long enough career. He hit enough home runs. He played all right at first base.
But the David Ortiz that played for the Minnesota Twins was below average at best.
Mm-hmm.
Then they trade him to Boston.
And boom.
And he becomes Big Poppy.
Well, he was also batting left-handed with that pesky pole out there. That helps a lot, too.
What kind of jersey is this? You have a Twins jersey, and it's so unusual.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day. I gotcha.
All right, guys. How about this? When we get back, let's see. What do I got on the list for us? When we get back, let's discuss our favorite jerseys, ones we've got, and ones that we just like to see on the professional athletes. You are tuned into the Inside Drive, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Braves are back.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just wrecked that thing. Straightaway center, a homer for Riley.
Sales, Strider, Acuna, Ozzie, Riley, Profar, and Coach Snitker lead a stellar lineup. Listen live nights and weekends on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Wednesday afternoon. The remainder of the day, definite thunderstorms and some clouds in 84 with a moderate breeze around 15 miles per hour coming out of the south. For tonight, a mixture of partly cloudy skies and very light showers and a low near 80. Tomorrow, partly sunny in the morning followed by definite thunderstorms and a high around 85. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This is Patrick with Turf Pro Pest Control. Do you want a great-looking lawn? Call Turf Pro. We will come out to your property and make a customized plan for your lawn. Then we will do the most important part, execute that plan. Turf Pro is a locally owned and operated company. We take pride in making your lawn beautiful. Call Turf Pro. You will love your lawn. The blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Find us on Facebook at Turf Pro PC.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios. From the beach to the bay to the backyard, it's the Inside Drive.
I've got sand in my underpants.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Is the Inside Drive, ESPN Northwest Florida 104.3 on your radio dial. You can call the show and you can text the show 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. ESPN Northwest Florida. Download the app as well. Get it on your phone. Take us with you everywhere you go. James Fife, Chef Ross, LSU Jeff taking care of you on this Wednesday afternoon. Braves will get back into coverage this Friday, taking on the Yankees. First pitch 6:15, pregame 6 o'clock, right after the afternoon underdogs. So I said before the break, we were going to discuss jerseys. Our favorite jersey that we currently got, and just jerseys in general that you like. Doesn't have to be from your favorite team. Doesn't even have to be from one of the main sports that we know here in this country. If you like one of the Korean League jerseys, hey, come on out with it. If you want to join us, 850-215-6290. I'm going to say, I'll get us started. My favorite jersey that I got right now, and it's one I don't wear. It's from the minor league baseball team that I used to work for, the Bowling Green Hot Rods. And I was, great name, gotta love it. And I was also working for the Tampa Bay Rays at the same time, doing pitch track and working in the scouting department. And I got a jersey and a signature from a one Blake Snell. So I've got to say that is probably my favorite jersey. I got it hanging in my sports bar. Blake Snell, minor league signature on his minor league jersey. Can't beat it, man. Love it.
So why they call the Hot Rods?
Well, Bowling Green is a big kind of automotive city. Corvettes are made in Bowling Green. Holly carburetors in Bowling Green. So I guess they wanted to play with the, moniker of being like a motor type city. I was a personal fan when the team was coming in because the team moved there in 2009 from Columbus, Georgia, where they were the Columbus Catfish. So they weren't going to keep the Catfish name. They were going to give it a new name. I was a big fan of the Cave Shrimp. I just thought that was great because there are the Mammoth Cave system. Yeah. And there's only 2 cave systems in the world that have shrimp inside of them. One is in Kentucky, the other one's in China.
Oh, really?
Were they the same league as the Carolina Carolina Mudcats?
Yeah, they were they've been back and forth between the Sally, the South Atlantic League that had the Carolina Mudcats. They were there the first season, and then when minor league baseball redid their shuffle about 5 or 6 years ago, they got put back into that same league.
Because that would have been awesome to see the Catfish play the Mudcats.
Oh, God, that would have been great. And they did for a while because the team, when it was in Columbus, was in the South Atlantic League. So the Columbus Catfish did play the Mudcats from time to time.
So the Catfish don't exist any longer?
Catfish no longer exist.
No, that's good. Because that name, now that the English language has evolved, catfishing
it means something more in the Urban Dictionary than the Webster's Dictionary.
Yeah.
Catfishing? All right, guys, who's got a favorite jersey? Personal.
I had mentioned something about LSU, when they're in football, I like them in purple and I like them in white for football jerseys. But for some reason, the baseball jerseys really pop when they're in the gold for baseball. And I think that's But you know what's funny is that I own a few jerseys, but I have a stronger opinion on football helmets. And he's a Packers fan. I do like the Packers helmet. I think it's one of the top ones as far as NFL goes. And when it comes to college football, I'm very opinionated. And I think it's kind of funny because a lot of these fans, they are so biased towards their team. They think that their team has the best helmet, and I laugh at them because I'm like, and I really do hate Notre Dame and Penn State and Ohio State. I think that it's laughable for them to say, yeah, we have the best helmets, and then
your helmet is blank.
It's all one color, and it's just boring. It's gray for Ohio State, it's white for Penn State, and it's gold for the Irish. And I think all those are trash. I think they need to go out of the Alabama is in that conversation, but not as bad. I do like helmets, and I'm not partial to LSU's. Actually, I wouldn't have top LSU in the top 5, and a lot of people do put LSU in the top 5 or top 10 as far as helmets go.
So, who's your favorite helmet? College.
Okay, so the top 3 on mine, and it's pretty close. Clemson with the paw. This is the one that's not on a lot of people's lists, but SMU has the Mustang.
Yeah.
I just love the way that the Mustang looks on the side of the helmet, and it's red, white, and blue. It kind of just goes with it. And then, of course, the one that's on everybody's list, it's the top 5 for almost everybody, except for Ohio State fans because they hate them so bad. Michigan. Michigan's on everybody's list as far as top helmets go, and I'll agree. They are top 3, hands down. Those are my top three. I don't think anybody even comes in the conversation after those top three.
So, playing devil's advocate, how come you have Michigan's helmet on but not Delaware's helmet when they're almost identical?
Well, they're the secondary because, let's be honest, Georgia Bulldogs and the Packers, it's just different colors, right?
Yeah, well, Green Bay has a trademark on that G.
You're right.
So
it's a Packers trademark.
Yeah.
It's not Bulldogs.
Correct.
And don't get me wrong, Bulldogs are maybe a top 10 helmet, but in college, but they're not the original. You know, who is the other one? Oh, the Wolfpack. NC State has a thing on the Wolfpack. So a little school like Loyola University in New Orleans, they're the Wolfpack, and they have to get permission from NC State to use that. I think Nevada, are they the Wolfpack? I think they're the Wolfpack too. Yeah, they have to get permission from NC State to use that. So when there's an originator, they're the ones. It's not Delaware, you know.
Fair enough.
That Blue Hens? The Blue Hens.
Yep, Blue
I was just
Hens.
throwing it out because the helmet looks almost identical.
Yeah. But no, Michigan's the original.
Didn't Delaware copy off of Michigan?
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because I think Michigan was the first team to do something on the helmet. And this was even back with the Leatherhead day helmets.
So do you have a college football helmet that you really like on?
I like the Seminole Spear. I think that's a pretty good
that's on a lot of people's top 3-ish, top 5-ish list. People do love the Seminole thing. I think part of what hurts me is I do like the Spear. I definitely say it's a top 10. It's sort of the colors, the darker red with the gold. It just looks kind of ugly and gaudy, but nobody has the worst colors over Virginia Tech. Oh my God!
The dark blue and the orange with it.
It's orange with burgundy.
Yeah,
it's
purpley almost.
Like, do you have a blind person picking your colors?
Probably. I think they were trying to make it feel Hokie-y because they are the Hokies, and it is Hokie.
It's awful is what it is. That's the worst color scheme of any college.
Chef Ross, what you got for a jersey for me?
Best jersey I bought, and I wish I still had it, was Glenn Robinson Bucks jersey. Not really a huge basketball fan, not really a huge Bucks fan, but my number was 13. So when I bought it, it had my name, my number, all together. So the next one was the first jersey I ever bought, which was a Gilbert Brown jersey. I still have that. It's seen a lot better days because I think I bought it in 96.
Still wearing it.
But I don't have anything current right now that has a player on it. I have a throwback from the Wahoos that I wear in studio a lot.
I like that. It's a nice jersey.
I think minor league teams, period. They do so much more. They try harder at marketing. So, and I think the different mascots and all is attractive.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do it because you're in competition trying to get eyeballs. So.
Yeah, they just try harder.
And your budget is so tiny in minor league compared to major league.
They do what they got. I mean, who's the one in Kentucky? The Yalls, the Florence Yalls. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you have to look that up.
One, then.
Yeah, they have a minor league baseball team in Florence, Kentucky, and it's called the Yalls. And up on their water tower, it says Yalls.
Like it. Yeah, not a real big city down there. I mean, close enough to Cincinnati. Yeah. You figure they wouldn't do a whole lot, but hey, if you can support a team, have one.
Yeah.
We really need like a college summer wood bat league or team down in this part of Florida.
Yeah.
I think that would do very well. Play them at Publix or whatever. I didn't grow up watching, but the Northwoods League has become one of the premier leagues.
In Minnesota?
Yeah, in Wisconsin.
Oh, in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
okay.
The Lacrosse Loggers, Max Scherzer played for them. A couple other, when Scherzer was starting in the All-Star game, the other starting pitcher, can't remember, for the National League, also played for them. Not my brightest moment. I had a 15-minute conversation on the field with Max Scherzer and forgot to say, hey, sir, can I get an autograph?
Now, when they change, I don't know. I think y'all are pretty much like me. Y'all like tradition, right?
Yes.
You don't like change and all that?
Yeah, change happens.
So, like when Michigan changed and got the baggy shorts for basketball, I didn't really like that look when it first came out.
Well, luckily, it's kind of going away because I remember like in the late 90s, early 2000s, like like, how could you even dribble wearing some of those things? They were so baggy.
Yeah, but I also don't want to see the thigh highs that were worn in the 80s either.
Oh, yeah. Or the Dr. J, they're so short,
Yeah.
see your booty or something. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a line between those, and I'd like to be somewhere between them. I really would.
Somewhere between hanging down to my ankles and Daisy Dukes.
Yeah. There's a difference between the two, no doubt. There's got to be a happy median.
Now, you were mentioning the Savannah Bananas and everything.
Their jerseys are sweet. Well, all of them. The Bananas are nice. I love the party animals. The firefighters are great.
Yeah.
They've got a team. What's their newest team? Like the bench warmers or something, where they were all great.
Yeah, they've got another team now because they got a 4-set.
Because
It's a good idea.
He's starting his own league, is what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to travel the nation. I think it's going to be a 6-team league. Have their own playoffs. Have everything.
16 teams?
6.
Oh, 6. Okay.
It might be 8, but
I was about to lose my mind because I'm thinking.
But it's no longer the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They're expanding and doing their own league.
I just wonder how that's going to turn out, because now you've got to bring in more structure to it. Because if you're going to have
they don't. They have all these crazy rules, and my daughter loves it.
They have enough structure that it's still baseball.
Right. Pseudo, kind of. Yeah.
Pseudo.
I mean,
it's close.
There's still enough structure that it is baseball.
But I mean, it's with the thing on
I love
how they have some of the gimmicks, and if you're going for actual winnings and actual prizes, you're going to see the guys wanting to play more of the game instead of wanting to do more of the entertainment stuff. And you go to the Bananas game for the entertainment stuff, not to watch Major League Baseball.
No, not to watch Major League Baseball at all. It is for the entertainment. And first of all, his first rule is fans first. He puts himself in the cheapest seat ever and goes, how can this guy have a great time? Then he puts himself right behind home plate. How can this guy still have a great time?
Yeah.
And then I love their scoring. Let's take the All-Star game. It was 6-0 at one point. In a Banana scoring, that's 2-0.
Yeah, it would have been 2-0 because you can only collect 1 run in an inning.
The winner of the inning gets the point total. So instead of going and watching a Major League Baseball game that ends up being 17-3.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the alternate scoring because it's confusing. I have to learn something new. It's almost like I'm an old man, like old Star Wars, but you bring the new Star Wars stuff and it's just more information I have to learn. I sound like a grumpy old man, like get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
I've became the get off my lawn guy, and right now I'm going to wear it proudly, but I haven't been to a Bananas game, and talking to everybody that has been, I haven't heard one bad complaint.
Oh, I want to go to one.
I've wanted to go forever.
And the young people are into it. Like my daughter, she's 24 years old. And she's talking all about it, and she hasn't been yet, but she will go. It's not just a bucket list. It is a to-do thing.
Yeah. I've watched them on ESPN.
So you want to see him at Wrigley?
I'll watch them wherever, but if they go to Wrigley, I'd love it.
Is that the number one place you would like to see them?
They just went to Fenway.
Probably. Yeah, I'd say Wrigley, or watching them at like some kind of other weird place, like
Clemson Stadium.
Yeah, like when they did at Clemson Stadium, that could have been interesting. Yeah. Watching them play at the Coliseum down in USC, like something really old like that.
Could they squeeze a baseball diamond into Lambeau?
Yeah, you could. You'll have a short either left or right field.
I mean, they played at Raymond James.
Okay,
they didn't adjust the dimensions, so left field was like 18 miles long, and right field was 280
like 180 feet. Yeah, because that's what the Dodgers actually had to do their first season or two when they got to LA. They ended up playing in the Coliseum, so the left field was only 140 feet. So the first season they didn't do anything. Second season, Major League Baseball came in.
Are you talking about 1950 something?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
That's you had to dig that history up, huh?
Yeah. That was the first when they first moved, because they didn't have Dodger Stadium ready for the first 2 years. So they had to, and basically I looked all this stuff up.
Why did they not just name that Dodger Stadium? What's the point of Chavez Ravine? Nobody says Chavez Ravine. Everybody calls it Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, it's Dodger Stadium. You can change the name. You can put whatever corporate sponsor you want on it. Everybody's going to call it Dodger Stadium.
Now,
it's just one of those built-in names. Like, you could give Wrigley Field another name. You can go put a sponsorship on the outside of it. And you know what I'm going to call it?
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field.
Heck, Miller Park changed names 3 years ago. It's still Miller Park. American Family Field. What are they thinking?
Yeah, that was one of those that when they did that, I was like, really?
'Cause,
It's
you
a
know,
Miller town.
Nothing says Milwaukee like health insurance.
Oh, yeah.
So when Houston had Minute Maid Park, and they called it the Juice Box.
Yeah,
I thought that was a cool
that's a
name.
good one.
And then next to the Superdome, where the Pelicans play now, those are the Hornets before, it's Smoothie King Center. They call it the Blender.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
See, I like nicknames like that, but
Yeah.
Chavez Ravine is not a nickname. It's the actual name of the building.
Yeah.
But nobody calls it that.
No, Dodger
It's
Stadium.
Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium.
I hate it when they do this whole thing and so in Alabama it's I think it's Saban Field Bryant Denny Stadium.
Yeah, but I like that.
So you've got three names because Bryant, Denny are two different people, and then you got Saban Field. It's like, come on, are we naming everything? I mean,
Yeah, a lot of teams have done that. I mean, even
UNC does it for it's the Dean Smith Center, but sorry, they haven't done it for the coach. Can't remember his name. Coach to Kansas, and then UNC. Roy Williams.
Roy Williams, yeah.
The Roy Williams Court.
Roy Williams Court, but it's Duke, Mike Krzyzewski Court at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Yeah. Well, when we get back, everybody, it's time for our $2 bets and this day in history.
Is there anything to bet on today?
Yeah. You got the WNBA, man. Go look it up. This is the Inside Drive, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Jalen Hurts may be the most disrespected quarterback we have ever seen. He has championed the most unstoppable play in the history of the sport in the tush push. He's been to the Super Bowl twice, and he beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And you're going to tell me that this guy is the 9th-ranked quarterback in the NFL? Are you out of your mind?
Evan Canty and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
There's a reason we call it the big one, because the biggest deals of the year are happening now at Panama City Toyota. And you can get 3.99% APR on the award-winning Camry, plus 90 days until you make your first payment, and 3.99% on the new RAV4, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Get 2.99% on the bold Tacoma, or take the lead and get 1.99% on the powerful Tundra. The big one, right now at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire August 4th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
Broadcasting from the Golf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
It's alive! Look alive!
We're alive!
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned into the Inside Drive, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. James Five, Jeff Ross, LSU Jeff, joining you on this Wednesday. Call or text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download the app. Take us with you everywhere you go. Final segment on this Wednesday, so we will do my tradition of $2 bets, and we'll get into this day in history. So yesterday, my bets, I bet on the All-Star game. I said National League plus 1.5. I said over 7.5 runs. Both of those were correct. I got paid. I also was correct on the Fever to win and the National League plus 1.5. However, I did not hit on my Fever to win with the under at 160-something because we hit the over. So, you can't win them all, but at least I won a few of them. All right, today, slow sports day, everyone. Slow sports day today, slow sports day tomorrow. It is the true doldrums of the sports year. But we do have some WNBA action tonight, and that is where my, at least two of my bets sit on this one. I will take the Liberty over the Fever tonight. I will take the under at 163.5. Now, my $2 bet there, if it hits, will land me $4.50. And with Caitlin Clark out, and the Liberty being a pretty good basketball team, I think that's a pretty easy choice out there. Chef Ross, you got one for me?
I'm going to go into NBA Summer League and give me the big point spread. So the Phoenix Suns cover 8.5 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. That $2 will pay out $3.74, so I can get a Coke.
Hey, all right.
I'm sorry, a Pepsi, because we're sponsored by Buffalo Rock.
All right, there we go. Bringing that money in. LSU, Jeff, you got one, or you want me to keep on going?
And just bet against the Fever because, without Caitlin Clark, it's going to be sparse.
That's another big number, son.
All right, I got another WNBA game on the evening. I got the Aces, and I will give up the 5.5 points over the Wings. I will take the under on this one because it's almost to 170 at 169.5. My $2 bet, if it returns to me, will get me $7 American. Chef Ross, you got another one?
All right, let's go futures bet.
Future.
The Open Championship is played in Rory's backyard.
Oh, wow.
He is plus 600. So that $2 pays out $14.
This is 11.
Yeah, he got in later. I got 11 on mine. I put all mine in earlier today.
So people are betting against him then, or betting for other people.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I dropped from.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler right now is the main guy.
Yeah, Scotty's plus 425, Rory's 600, then John Rahm has 1,000.
All right, my third one, actually, Chef Ross just told you, I'm going with Rory, playing in Northern Ireland, being from Northern Ireland, to win the Open. I got in with my $2 bet to return me just $11. I got in a little bit earlier.
So you got him at 10 to 1?
Should have waited. Yeah, basically it was a 10 to 1. I should have waited a little bit.
Why? Oh, wait. I've got better odds.
Yeah, you got better odds. Yeah. You can get $14. I'm only going to get 11.
So here's the irony. The British Open is not being played on the island of Britain.
No.
It's not the British Open.
What is it?
It's the Open Championship.
Yeah, just the Open Championship.
Why is it? Well, people call it
the British out.
People, they took the British.
I mean,
the Irish are taking over.
It is being played on the Northern Ireland side of Ireland, so technically,
it is
still
technically
in
the British Isles, because the two islands are called the British Isles.
Yeah, still
but the island of Britain is not Ireland.
Yeah, it is not Britain directly.
Yeah,
You
it's the
know.
United Kingdom. It's still within the country.
Yeah, it's still within the United Kingdom, still within, the islands of the British Isles. The Emerald Green Isle of Ireland there, on Northern Ireland. Beautiful place, by the way. I've gotten to see some of the peace walls. Got to sign one of them. So kind of an interesting little thing there in history on that.
Now, Fife, is that's not Irish.
No, Scottish.
Scottish, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right across the border when you go from England to Scotland, that southeast corner there, that is the county of Fife.
Yeah.
It's where my family got on the boat to head over here.
So my last name's Simpson, and it's English, of course, and we came over to Virginia and Maryland first. Is where they entered into the country.
Yeah, we came through, my family way back when, came in through Virginia and worked their way down into southeast Tennessee. And they were there for quite a long time. Now, my last name is Beatty, which is very Scottish in general. I just do Fife for the radio because it's easier to pronounce, easier to spell. People can remember it.
And witness protection program.
Yeah.
All right, let's go in the world of table tennis.
Table tennis. Oh, my goodness.
It's been a while since we've dabbled in that world, but there's really nothing else to bet on, so I'm a degenerate.
Table tennis.
1-800 gambling addiction is a thing, so if you need help, please reach out. Jacob Mock to beat Rodek Zeman. That $2 pays out $3. So I get another Pepsi.
Going after the big winnings in the table tennis.
Hey, minus 200 is a safe place to throw a couple
bucks. That's not a bad place to go. I just don't know anything about
Me neither,
table
but
tennis.
minus 2 to 1 odds I like.
Yeah, and we'll take it. Not a bad odds. All right, let's roll on into this day in history. It is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. And on this day, 1920, Babe Ruth breaks his season record of 29 homers with his 30th home run, leading the New York Yankees past the St. Louis Browns 5-2. Ruth ends the season with 54 home runs.
So back then they did not play 162 games.
No, they were down to like 140 or something. Yeah.
I think it was 154. That was the number for the long.
Was that high? I thought it was like 144.
Yeah, it's expanded over time. It was, in the 60s, I want to say?
Is when they went to 162.
Okay. So Roger Maris hit 61 in 61. There wasn't 162 games?
No, I think it was 160 at that point.
Okay.
But it was still, it wasn't a huge difference. Still a 2-game difference, though, from the Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa chase. So, it was.
Maybe that was still 156 then.
Might have been.
Because the jump went from 156 to 162, and that's the perfect number for baseball games. We don't need any more. We could use a few less, but the owners are greedy, so we're not going to get any less.
I mean, I don't mind the 163 every once in a while if it's
that's
needed, but that's a totally different thing. This day, 2005, in Las Vegas, Jermaine Taylor beats Bernard Hopkins for the undisputed middleweight title. Hopkins, a winner of a record 20 consecutive defenses, starts slowly and his undefeated challenger builds up a big enough lead that 2 judges give it the favor to Taylor over Bernard Hopkins on the scoring sheet. This day, 2012, Roger Federer surpasses Pete Sampras to set the record for the most weeks at number 1 in the ATP rankings. After winning Wimbledon a week ago, his 75th career ATP title, Federer returns to the top for the first time since June of 2010. Today marks the 287th week at number 1, one more than Sampras. Man, that guy sat at number 1 for a long time.
As long as Tiger Woods.
Forget that. Totally just forgot how long some of them dudes can hang on to those number 1 spots, especially in a sport like golf, tennis, where it's more of an individual sport as opposed to a team sport.
But that was also an era where you didn't have a lot of amazing elite talent.
Yeah.
I argue the same thing with Tiger Woods. Tiger changed the game of golf, don't get me wrong at all, but he never really had a whole lot of elite competition.
All right, got about 2 more minutes left. We'll go over a couple of quick news and notes for the day. Major League Baseball is exploring player participation in the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, California.
Don't like it.
Why not?
Because it's going to take away, it's going to give a break in baseball in August when all the playoff push is heating up. Don't like it. If you do it in the offseason, maybe, but it's definitely not going to be an offseason thing. So
the Summer
keep
Olympics
the World
aren't the
Baseball
offseason.
Classic.
Yeah, I think they're still keeping the World Baseball Classic, correct? They're still doing that.
Yeah, I hope so.
But they're now just talking
that's how you
about
showcase your
adding.
talent, is you do it in the offseason, not in the middle of the pennant race.
I don't mind it because it brings more eyes to the game.
It
and
definitely
more
helps the
people are gonna
Dominican
be
countries.
It'll help them out a lot. It'll help out them, help out Canada a little bit, Mexico maybe, help out Japan just the tiniest bit because Japan already takes a break for the Olympics. So does South Korea. So they've already been sending guys for the last couple of Olympics.
Why don't they just put it in the Winter Olympics and play on ice?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Opposite of field hockey.
We can get some new sports going. I mean, that's what the Olympics are about. You know, getting people to see new sports and experience new things. Why not create one and throw it in the Olympics? I love it.
It just doesn't make sense in the MLB schedule to take the break when the Olympics are happening. If the Olympics were early on, I could see it. If we did a winter Olympic baseball, I could see it, but not in the middle of August.
I think it's going to happen because I just think Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred is just wanting more eyeballs because that's what they love. That's what they want. But this has been the Inside Drive on this Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. James Fife, Chef Ross, LSU Jeff. Enjoy the rest of the day, everybody. Keep your stick on the ice.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Brewster, let me ask you a question. If someone offered you $8 million to become a Clemson fan, would you do it?